What's up, you lovely people? It's Alex from ASC. Snap on Tuesday, and I am on time. So we're going to talk about some bits and bobs. Got some stuff to show you. Excuse me. First off, Snap on stuff. Let's go there first. New flyer. So I think this one's the worst one we've had so far. It really is crap. So first page, you've got a mini welder, some welding masks, a surge protection suppressor, so obviously when you're welding the battery doesn't surge, battery operated grinder, some glasses, some grip screwdrivers, impact wrenches, some spanners, some ball end Allen keys. It gets worse. Pressure testing, so you can do a cylinder leakage test, car compression gauge, a blue point heat gun, some small files, some small picks, a multi-tool, a hose clip pliers, some large clamp stoppers, some boot clamp pliers, some brake pipe pliers or clamping set, a single bevel putty knife, because obviously lots of, it's all putty in the engines. Good as a scraper, good as a trim tool, but I wouldn't recommend using metal all the time because you scratch your stuff. Then we have got some trim tools, some stainless steel scissors, some picks, a non-marring set, smooth and flat, an adjustable pry bar, some adjustable joint pliers, 2 tire depth gauges, some snap-on wheel alignment, obviously for those that have a 10 grand hanging around. But this is the thing that kind of made me laugh, was this snap-on trolley at 459 quid. You can nearly buy a toolbox for £1,000. There's no sides on it, there's no fold out, you only get one drawer, and it looks flimsy as hell. Really, where did they get that price from? Because that's just ludicrous. You're gonna get this one, get the proper cart. 450 quid for that. Madness. So that's the tool flyer. Again, it is terrible this week. Really not very good. I did make a couple of purchases today. I just got some long and short saw blades for ye old trusty cutting tool, because I do go through them quite heavily. So I've got some more of those. They can go in the toolbox in a bit. I am just shutting up shop. It's nearly 6. Yeah, nearly 6 o'clock. I am just sort of getting ready to pack up because I've had a mental day. I'm tired. Gonna go home and see the wife and kids. But welcome to the mess that is. Yeah, my workshop is sometimes nice, but sometimes I'm just kind of like, fling it and get going. Nothing's happening with the Chaser. The insurance company said they were going to get back to me. Shock and surprise. No phone call since we last spoke, which was probably about 2-3 weeks ago now. So tomorrow morning I will be ringing them and kicking off again, finding out what's going on. I'm in the process of kind of sorting out this work area. Oh, I did get my like the air suction, for the dust. I've got to get a cyclone for the end of this, but I've got a friend of mine's dad actually had a woodworking shop in their house, and he was getting rid of all their stuff. So it proper sucks, but in a good way. Yeah. So it works really well. So that's going to be fed into the cupboards. We've got obviously all the cupboard apart at the minute. Where are we? There in the middle. And I'm just kind of working out where I'm going to put it. But we have dust removal. The router's already in. I've had a friend in who's trimmed off the white edges on my benches for me. And he did this one as well. And then I can get that all plumbed in and we can do some routing. And the first thing I'm going to do is redo the built building, the Chaser, so we can have the nice kicker stuff looking all posh. I have been playing with the Lotus. I've got further on. From when you saw it last, which was on the ramps, I did manage to do a bit more fettling with cables and plumbing everything in but I had a waterline burst. Obviously the rubber on it is very, very old, sort of 20 years this year, and it's been stood still for 5. So the rubber on it has corroded and obviously dried out, so it's to be expected. But I've had a few hose failures, so I'm just in the process of replacing the ones that I need to. But I have actually ordered from I think it's Roos Motorsport, a full a full silicone hose kit for it, as well as doing some of the, hang on, let me get a torch so I can show you what I've been doing. Let's get that one. So I have been replacing some of the hoses already. Say one of the water hoses failed, vac lines, you know, the air pump system, things like that. So let me just show you this, make sure you can see what I'm talking about. So we've got the little breathers on the side of the cam covers, which are going into the airbox as kind of like a recirc. I've done those out of Samco silicone hose because obviously it's not affected by heat so much. We've blocked off some like recirc, like the vacuum system. I've replaced some of the water lines. This arrived this morning, so good old Lotus, they shared a lot of parts, or borrowed a lot of parts from other manufacturers where they didn't need to spend money. They just used other people's stuff. So in the car, I don't know whether you noticed, but it does actually have things like Vauxhall switches and stuff like that. But this water header tank is actually from a 205 GTI, a Peugeot. I don't like it because it looks like Tupperware, and the rest of the engine obviously being all candied, it looks really nice, and I think that's the one thing that lets it down. So the lovely boys at Spook Motorsport, I bought this the other day. It was delivered real quickly, but I've got a nice aluminium header tank, still, you know, the same caps and whatnot, the sensors and everything else works the same, and it even mounts obviously on the back in the same location. So that will be going in there, looking all lovely, and that I think will finish the engine off, because it is a lot of it. It's nice silicone hoses, candy engine, horrible Tupperware. So I think once we've got rid of that and replaced our little Spook tank in there, it's gonna look sweet. So that's that. But yeah, apart from that, it's a fairly you know, non-important day, being Snap-on Tuesday. Haven't made any massive purchases, just paying the bills, getting the work done. I've been on a Mercedes ML all day that's had a parking sensor kit, but I'll just show you. So the engine's running really sweet now. Compared to what it was the other day with the engine knocking and kind of bedding in where the oil was circulating around. It's now got a nice deep V8 sound to it. So it sounds good. So soon we will have this thing out. I'll stop shouting now. Yeah. I've bled the clutch up, things like that, you know, getting all the hoses replaced. I will be taking it all back to get back apart again as soon as the Samco hoses kind of come in, sorry, the silicone hoses come in. We'll redo it again, kind of freshen it up and get it right, ready for its MOT. And then 1,000 miles of running in mileage. So if you see me doing 50 mile an hour, under 3,000 RPM, don't honk at me, I can't get out of the way. See you soon. Snap on Tuesday. Done.